bringing the people behind our food to life.
Today we're going to make chile rellenos. Making chile rellenos with Anaheims. And if you don't like spicy, then you should make him with a bell pepper. And the bell pepper is going to be the most mild one. If you want spicy, you're going to have the Anaheim. And then the poblano also are always going to have a kick. So we're going to roast it first. And hopefully it's not that hot. Sometimes they get to be very spicy. And so that's always safe to do the bell pepper instead. So, and we want to roast them until they get nice and brown. And once they're nice and brown, you take the seeds out. And we cut it right. And then we put it in a bag, plastic bag. And actually the plastic bag helps you take the skin, loosen up the skin on it. The peeling, it's a little hard too. You gotta make sure that they are peeled correctly and that you do not leave any of the skin really. Some of it should be left, but not all the way because it's kind of waxy. And they peel right off. Just kind of peel it off with the bag. And then now you want to pour some cold water on it. Take him out and then you scrape it off with a knife. And now since I already slid that, that kind of took the heat out so that you can put your hands in there and take the seeds out. And then you want to rinse it off. And they're done. And then now we slice some of the queso, and you want to use some queso seco. You want to side about that size right there, and then put it inside the chili. Now we're going to make the butter for the chile rellenos, and is 2 eggs for each pepper. So we want to separate the egg yolk from the egg whites. And we're going to use the egg white first. And this is the way we are going to separate it. And you got to make sure that you do the egg white. Beat the egg white first. And then we put this back. Sometimes they're a little hard to get out, but they go on a separate. And then we'll do the other one. The mixer, you want to turn it up as high as you can. And this is going to mix for a while, maybe about 7 minutes, until it turns really white and thick. And once that happens, turns really white and thick, then you want to put some cornstarch, which we're going to add once it's done. So now it's getting thick and it looks like butter. So what we want to do now, we want to add all the egg yolks to it, and now it's going to turn yellow. Delicious. We want to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch so that this helps it stick to the pepper. And that way, once you're frying it, it's still going to be hard to keep the butter on the chile relleno, but that is going to help. The cornstarch is going to help. It's a little messy to make chile rellenos, but they sure are worth it once you're done. Okay, so now we're going to turn it off. And we're going to turn on the burner here because we are now ready to make the chile rellenos. And you want to heat the oil up pretty high. And then you want to add 2 cups of canola oil, whichever you prefer. I think canola oil or vegetable oils are one of the best. They really don't have that much of a strong flavor. You don't want olive oil in there, it'd be too rich. Get a plate. It's gonna be messy regardless of what you do. And you put the chile relleno, and then you do this. And then you grab it with your hands, because that's the only way. And you throw it in the oil. And then you just put a little bit more on top. And of course, you always gotta keep rinsing your hands, because if not, you're just gonna get butter all over the place. And you grab a spoon and you cover with the hot oil or the pepper. Now you see the coat how is getting more thicker. And yeah, don't be surprised if it kind of sprinkles a little bit of grease. So you have to be very careful that you don't burn yourself when you're doing this. And then you turn it. And since that side's uncovered, then you put a little bit more on it right here, like that. Go back to the spoon and cover it with grease like this. And then now we'll go to the second one. And do the same thing. Just gotta be very careful and brave. Use your hands again. And then we want to go back again to this one and turn it. And this right here, you want to make sure that you cook the top of it before you turn it. It's really not that difficult. And this one looks like it's ready to turn. And sometimes they rubbed off on each other. And but as long as you're covering them with the grease on top, the hot grease, then it keeps it. They don't have to be completely covered on egg butter, because you want to be able to see the chili a little bit too, and you don't want too much of the egg butter on it. And it looks like the first one we did, it's all ready to go. Ta-da! I'm going to turn it. And it looks like it's done. And you can actually make a casserole with it. Or you can serve them one by one. Whatever you want to do, or you can put them inside burritos, like I said. And it's easy sometimes if you leave the little tail, because sometimes you can actually just grab it and do that. Whatever works for you, you know? So if you can just cut up some onions and throw them in there, and some more peppers and tomatoes, and you add some chicken stock to that, then you can make the sauce for them. It's a ranchero sauce. People use it for two things. Chile rellenos. Oh, what was rancheros? Okay, so it's ready now. Pour this on top. So it's kind of messy. Now we want to put some mozzarella cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like. I love mozzarella. So now we're going to put this in the microwave, or you can put it in the oven for 20 minutes, or you can put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. And here it is. And a great way to use peppers. Any kind of pepper you want. Just remember, This ones might have a kick, might not.